helicopter came from.
Just tell me where you're from, where you are, what you're doing out here.
It's with the symbol. 3 circles.
If you see someone wearing this jacket, you should be afraid. We are a force who are not living for ourselves or for now.
They are bad people.
We are the last hope.
Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to break down the World Beyond Comic-Con trailer.
All right, guys. Yeah, Walking Dead World Beyond. Oh, we are so excited for this. October 4th, premiering right after the finale of season 10 of The Walking Dead. We are going to be learning a lot in this two-season limited series. A lot with CRM because that is where this takes place.
Yep.
There's 3 communities: Pacific Republic, Portland, Omaha. This takes place in Omaha, where we're actually from. They didn't film it here, which
No,
we
because
wish
none
they
of the
did,
shots are not Omaha.
yeah, they're not Omaha. But it's really cool to learn more about this community. And for anybody who don't know, if you've forgotten, this is 10 years into the apocalypse, so this is basically the same timeline as The Walking Dead Season 10 right now. Yep. So 10 years in. So let's get into this.
It's crazy to think about that, before we get into this, that while we're watching this, our group is fighting the Whisperers.
Yep.
And you're going to get to see like the comparison of a fully operational community that has got their shit together, and then ours that's still having to deal with shit like the Whisperers.
Exactly. We don't have helicopters.
It's crazy.
And shit. Yeah. So getting into this, this is going to be definitely a flashback. So we're going to be flashing back to where Hope and Iris are together with their mom and dad at the beginning. There's a plane crash. I'm not sure if they're on it, but I think they were in the cars when it happened.
You think we're going to get shots and scenes from inside the plane?
I hope so.
Before it goes down?
I hope so.
That'd be sweet.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like people turning.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody dies in the plane and it starts turning and that's why they crash. I don't know.
Or was bit before they boarded the plane.
Maybe. But you can't get in the cockpit. So, you know.
that don't mean shit.
Unless one of the pilots turned, but
ooh,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, maybe a pilot was bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously, guys, you can see these are pretty fresh walkers, so this has to do with the flashback and the plane. And that guy forgot to put, as you were saying, his mask on.
He did not put his mask on. He probably started helping someone else without putting on his first.
Yeah, we're not talking about COVID mask here. We're talking about an airplane oxygen mask.
Yes, oxygen mask, which is what you need. So this is a shot we've seen before, but I wanted to show it in here again. I just love this shot of just piles of walkers and that person entangled in all of the...
That is a walker getting a wire workout.
He's pretty ripped. I mean, look at the shoulders. Look at the thighs. He's working out.
Yep.
Yeah. So, ooh, this is a gorgeous shot. This is Iris on top of one of their buildings looking out. You can see their walls, and you just see the open area of where Omaha, Nebraska, or anywhere in Nebraska would be. But, I mean, you got burnt down buildings back there, you know, cornfields. I mean, it's just, she's looking out to the world that she's never gone in to see. And
and you can obviously see that this either is after she had a school lesson, or this is the exact moment maybe that she decides with her friends, it's time to go.
Maybe, yeah, she's contemplating. And we've seen this in other stills before where they're the markings on the wall, I think they are just counting the days. So they're just wondering how, you know, checking the months, the days, all that kind of stuff. So I love how they have kind of like a telescope there so they can zoom out and
I don't
check
know.
that.
Is it days? Because you think if it was days, it'd be in groups of 7.
It's true.
Maybe
Not
they're
5.
counting like how many, because they got binoculars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're counting how many walkers they see around the gates.
That would make more sense.
I don't know. Just a thought.
That would make more sense. Yeah. Because you wouldn't really count days in 5s.
Well, that and I would assume a community as established as this already has some type of day monitoring or calendar type thing going on.
Yeah, that's true. So just a close-up shot here of Iris looking out. I think,
that's a telescope.
That's a good telescope, dude. So, I mean,
that is clearly not pointing to the sky looking at stars.
No.
Or looking at something else.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I think she's contemplating. I think it's time to go. Something happens with their father. You know, he goes to another one of the communities and something happens, and that's why they originally want to go out.
Something brings that father to another community.
Yep.
Maybe it's a rival of a certain someone.
Maybe Rick Grimes. So we get another here. They're going to be commemorating Monument Day, which is their appreciation day to Monument Day of, everyone's being there, being alive through this hard time of the apocalypse.
It's kind of like the apocalyptic 4th of July.
Yeah, exactly. So nice little gathering here, kids and doing whatever. So no armed guards standing around, so it's pretty good on the inside. So it seems. Mm-hmm. So just another shot here. We kind of showed this in a kind of a teaser when they kind of released this information where we found out the names of the 3 communities. So we get to see it again. And there's Iris up there giving a speech for Monument Day. So really cool. Look at that CRM soldier right there. They're like holding the helmet. She's holding something. It looks like a helmet.
Yeah, that
doesn't seem as big, though.
I think she just got her arms crossed, and that's the thing that's the cloth that goes in between your hand and your finger, maybe. I think. Yeah, and maybe. She's got her hands crossed like that. But one soldier presence. This seems like a community, at least this part, that is more peaceful than the others, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though. So this is a pretty cool shot here. They have a bus that maybe they transport to go out on runs, or they have a little golf cart here with the symbol for,
Look at the NSU, Nebraska State University.
Woo! It doesn't exist in real life. Well, that's really cool, though. So pretty sweet. There she is, Elizabeth Kublek. So there's Rick Grimes right behind her. So yeah, I cannot wait to find out more about this.
I can't wait either.
Her, so.
I mean, is she going to be ruthless that we've kind of been thinking that she is, or are we completely wrong?
Well, and one thing we mentioned in our last video that somebody mentioned, I totally forgot. So she is not the leader of the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember in the one trailer, there's a major general. So yeah.
Correct. So she's not actually are you talking about of CRM or of the military faction?
She is part of the Civic Republic military.
Correct.
So she's a lieutenant colonel, I believe. There's a major general higher than her, but I think that people still...
Which maybe adds to the credence that she's a rogue general type.
She could be. Yeah, she could be crazy. I wouldn't say crazy, but maybe like a Simon who kind of does things without the major general knowing.
Or takes her job a little too seriously.
Maybe. She wants to protect the world. In the trailers, we've heard her say, we are the last hope of the world. So
then why aren't you helping anyone?
They don't want to.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a badass shot. I love that shot. I love it. We were kind of wondering because the Missouri River lines across Omaha, divides Omaha and Iowa.
That looks a lot bigger. It looks more like, I don't know what that looks.
Well, you're just not seeing the other side.
That's true. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you could be right. But that's a really cool shot right there.
It is.
A cool shot here of smoke, and it looks like just a parking lot, just an area full of school buses. And
I'm thinking maybe it's not smoke, but you're just seeing through a really dirty window.
I think it's smoke though, because in this scene, even the kids are going through there, and there's a lot of smoke. I think maybe there's oil in there that's burning off, or maybe they started a fire to kind of move the walkers around. But it's cool anyway.
Yeah,
I love it. So just a shot of them just on their journey, going by a massive. I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, that's something that it seems like something crashed there. Oh, that could be maybe the plane crash site.
I mean, maybe that's possibly when they get their flashback.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't get it right off the bat when the series opens like we think. But maybe as they're traveling, they see this and they flash back to that moment that it happened.
Right. Yeah. So that's... Oh, yeah, you're right. So that could be that bridge. That's why they're taking that across. So that's cool. I mean, in the trailer, you see these walkers just walking into the water because they're trying to go after them. It's so cool, though.
Is that supposed to be the Woodman?
The Woodman Tower? Yeah, maybe.
Like one of our only towers.
The First National Bank building.
Yeah, that's the other one. We have two.
Yeah, so pretty cool. I like that shot. So, guys, I wanted to show this shot really quick. I'll probably show the video instead, but the weapon that they have, actually, like, they press a button and the blade comes out at the top. It's not a very big blade, but I'm sure it's pretty sharp.
It's enough to...
It's
puncture into a head.
Oh, yeah. So it's pretty cool that just opens up like that. I think it's really cool. I can't remember the name that they called this. I'll have to look it up, but there is a name for this weapon.
It
was
reminds
interesting.
me of those guns that they kill livestock with.
Yeah.
Right? That
Yeah.
punctures the skull or something. A humane way of killing, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a really cool weapon. It's something we haven't seen before. And I'm trying to find this really quick. I don't want to take too long.
You Googled
yeah,
World Beyond Weapon.
I'll look it up later. But so moving on, we have Silas here. I mean, it looks like a pretty newly formed walker, like what you mentioned when we were going through these. And not sure. It's somewhere in a house, so I'm imagining it's in a
I mean, is that in their community? And if that's the case...
How do they deal with it?
Well, we've always asked that, right? We even asked that in the source material when we were talking about the Commonwealth. But how does this community CRM deal with, the virus, right? Because the virus isn't everyone, so people are going to pass away. You're going to get those moments where maybe suddenly someone dies of a sudden heart attack, right? I mean, you just can't stop those things from happening.
Yeah.
They're going to happen.
Yeah.
So how do they deal with that? Or is this happening on the road, and how is this a new walker on the road?
Right. Yeah. Somebody who just passed, maybe, but yeah, interesting. So this is Huck. When we did the character bios for Huck, she was a Special Forces. She was in the United States Marine Special Forces pre-apocalypse. So wondering if this might be a flashback for her.
I would love for this to be a flashback of the events of the apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe she's with her
of the outbreak
with her troops, and the outbreak happened, and they're trying to contain somewhere.
Because look, she looks startled. So maybe this is literally her first encounter with a walker.
Yeah, dude,
that'd be
cool.
Sweet.
So maybe she's telling a story when they're on the road, and she's like, "Yeah, I remember first time I saw one, and it was we were sent out to this location, and boom, it was a horde." Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This shot, it's sick. And
I saw this. And
sick meaning good.
I'm
cool.
like, this is amazing. Like, right? Because there's always ways that they try and do different things with walkers, and this makes sense, right? Like, wildlife and nature is going to find its way, in the words of Jeff Goldblum. Nature finds a way. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's a beehive in a walker skull.
I mean, yeah,
right?
I mean,
like there's space in there for them to do it.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the jawline, and it's just, I mean, the walker's still alive too, because it opens its mouth and all those come out. So I mean, it just looks, the detail on that is just absolutely amazing.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. So we have Felix and Elliot here in a school, supposedly in a school. Looks more like a school because of the chairs and stuff.
Probably linked to the school bus yard that we saw in previous shots.
Yeah, so just discussing probably what's going on. He's
how
kind
they're
of
going to get out.
Yeah, and I think in the trailer he's kind of pointing and saying something like, we have to get out of here. We don't want them in here, blah, blah, blah. But kind of giving him encouragement, I think. So this is a very interesting shot. This is Felix looking at something, and it looks like he is becoming very emotional. Maybe it rolls into a flashback for him or something, but whatever they're looking at, maybe they're...
Now, are they outside for the first time? They're not. The kids are.
No, the kids are.
So it makes sense why he, in the previous shot, was giving encouragement to the kid, because, look, these kids have never been outside the gates, but he has.
Yeah.
So maybe he sees something that happened outside of the gates prior to him getting into the settlement.
Maybe, but
location,
it just seems like as they're on their way, maybe they come across something that's just so...
Or yeah,
I don't know.
You're right. Something so terribly bad that it catches your emotion.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what that scene is. But so is Elliot here? He's kind of, I don't know if it's part of the scene, but I mean, he's looking at something and almost like he's getting emotional and crying too.
Well, it's a wooded area around him.
Yeah.
And in the previous shot, they're in the woods as well. So I'm wondering if this is what they're all looking at.
Maybe farther out. Yeah. So maybe
it's be something bad.
Maybe they came across a family who was just killed or something happened. They're seeing what's happening in this real world. Yeah. They're seeing what's going on out here, and they're just amazed, and it breaks their heart that
frightened, scared, amazed, everything.
Everything.
I mean,
all
this
at once.
They live a sheltered life right now.
Yeah.
Or prior to this.
Yeah. So it's kind of like these next couple of scenes are kind of them all kind of showing one-offs. Like this is Silas kind of breathing a gasp of, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this, or maybe I'm glad we're safe right now. We get Hope here. She's kind of being emotional, crying, whoever's standing in front of her, not sure. Maybe it's something that has to do with her dad. Maybe she's feeling very sad, like, oh, we might not make it. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know what's happening, you know. So it's a quick shot here of Huck and Felix kind of talking with each other. They kind of hug each other. I think those two have had, I think they are kind of soldiers for CRM, so maybe they've been around and doing a lot of runs together, and they're just kind of, everything's just emotional, I think, in these last shots. So, yeah. And then, I mean, that's just a shot right there. I mean, the sisters, man.
Yeah.
Together.
I mean, it's going to be a different kind of show. And that's what I think is going to make this show so amazing.
It is.
I was surprised when they said only 2 seasons. And you know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but like, I will say it again. I think that this is a very successful show, and I think that it gets picked up for more than that. You know,
I'm actually, you know,
I know you're good with 2.
I'm good with 2 because I mean I know that that's their plans with, you know, Scott Gimpo's plans. They want to do limited series, which I think can work. It just all depends. I mean, you could be right. I mean, they've already announced it and said there's only 2 seasons. Could they backtrack on that? They could.
If it is popular enough.
It just depends if it's popular enough and if they have the story to drive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If by the end of season 2 we're like, that's it. There's not much left, then you don't want to continue.
How can there not be?
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. We don't know how it's going to end.
I mean, we have 3 huge communities that simply are not going to fail people.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing to remember is like, this is 10 years into the apocalypse. Yep. Like the walkers have dwindled. The numbers by now have certainly dwindled. May not be reflected in the show, like what we see, because they want to add that shock value.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, there's so much more story I'm thinking that can be done.
There definitely could be. Yeah. But I'm okay with it being 2 seasons. I know a lot of fans were kind of, I wouldn't say half and half, but I did see some in the comments when they announced it, like, what? Just 2 seasons? They could do more. They definitely could. But I think that's just what their plans are. And because I think this is so going to be heavy in CRM, they don't want to do so much of it, which then could take away from the Rick movies. Well, I say movies, but 1 movie they're working on right now.
Yeah.
Will they get to 2 more? We don't know.
I'll reserve my comments until we actually get confirmation there's a Rick movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I believe there is going to be.
No, I think there will be.
There's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think that, and rightfully so, I think that they want this show to stand alone from the Rick movies. Like, yes, it has to do with Rick, but like they want this to be a success and not have to say, hey, we don't want to have to rely on throwing Andrew Lincoln's name or Rick Grimes' name out there to have success with a story.
To bring people in. You're exactly right. And that's what Gimple has said, that all of these shows are their own shows. Now, they did sprinkle in CRM because that's just what they wanted to do to get us ready. But yeah, this show will be on its own. Yes, we know it's in CRM. That's what their community is. So our mind immediately is going to be going, where's Rick? Where's Rick? Do you see him? Do you see him? We're not going to see him. So, it would be cool, but
we actually saw him.
That would be funny. But I mean, like, I don't even know if they'll give us a hint, whether even give the name or any indication that we know who he is.
Yeah.
They want to focus on this story. And yes, we'll learn about CRM, but they want to focus on this, which I think
honestly,
will be.
At this point, I want to focus on this story.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to focus on Rick Grimes and Andrew Lincoln anymore, because you know what? That time's going to come.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm excited about this show, and I think it's going to be awesome.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah, for sure. So let us know what you think in the comments of The World Beyond. We're super excited for October 4th when this premieres after the season 10 finale. Stay tuned for more videos. We'll definitely do some more talks on World Beyond as it gets closer to the premiere date. Make sure you give the video a quick like, and stay tuned for more. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.